Okay, we have a whole lot to unpack here when it comes to these country Wayne skits. Um, I'm gonna start with PRA because everybody keeps talking about her. PRA wants Anthony. PRA is thinking the long game. PRA is like, if I can get rid of both of these women, I can finally have him to myself. If I can get Shayla and Amber to really just clash and get them to realize that they need to leave him alone so that way I can finally have him to myself, that is what she's doing. She wants Anthony and she's trying to get rid of her competition by having these two go at each other's throats, but she's doing it in a way that honestly I can honestly respect because she's playing chess, not checkers. She figures if Amber can't deal with Kai and can't deal with Shayla and they go at it, that both of them gonna eventually end up leaving him alone. And even though yes, he may lose half his income and child support, she gonna be the one that's gonna help him build everything back up. That's what she's thinking. So that's why she told Shayla that, the baby was around Amber. But Anthony never said the baby was at Amber's house. It was in front of the actual club. It wasn't at the house. But Anthony had the baby at the house. But Amber wasn't there. Shayla don't know that. So when Anthony finds out what PRA did, he gonna be pissed off. As for Amber, I commend you for the fact that you're willing to accept this baby because the baby is an innocent. He had nothing to do with it. And she's trying to be there for that baby. But it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. But we'll have to just see how it goes. So, we'll have to just see how everything play out. But in the end, we'll have to just, that's what I think she's doing, to be honest. I just think she's trying to play chess, not checkers. She figures if she gets rid of all of these women that Anthony is associated with, in the end, he's going to depend on her and they're going to end up together. That's what she thinks. That's what she's pretty much doing. So we'll see how that play out. As for Shayla is about the pure T spaz at this point. She is going to spaz. She's going to have a pure T fit about Amber being around that child. And she's really going to go off. She going to really, really have a fit. But then again, Shayla, this your fault. Because when he came to bring that child, you and your mama decided y'all want to play games. Now the baby been around your child. Now the baby been around Amber. Now what? As for Jocelyn and that situation with Sean, not surprised that him and her are now together. Because all he wanted to know was how she felt about him. And Sonny, you really can't be upset because in the end, them two were together before you were. So the best thing for you to do is let it go. I'm glad that Dom is back. Do I think Dom is the person that did something to Libby? I don't know because we didn't see it. So I don't know. All I know is Libby, this is what you get for messing with somebody that basically essentially was engaged to another woman. This is what you're going to get. And there's more to come. And Kels is coming back. I don't think Kels going to want nothing to do with Libby. I think Libby is eventually going to regret her decision, going to want Kels back. Kels ain't going to want her back, and that's going to be in on that. Hey, Drew. Hey, Athena. I don't know where that's going. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, Athena, I don't know why you went back to Drew. For what? Y'all don't do nothing but y'all don't get along. Why? Just be there for your baby, and that's it. As far as the situation with Bethany, I understand you're protected because of what you went through. I think once we find out what Bethany has been through, we'll kind of have a better understanding why Bethany is the way she is, but we don't know. We'll see once everything progresses. As far as the situation with that coin with Natasha, Charles got that coin. Charles basically cashed that coin in because now he wants to buy you and her a house for that 1 point something million. Girl, cut him and Don, both of them loose. Cut them loose. I got a feeling both of them had something to do with it. I don't think it was just Charles. I think that Don and Charles had something to do with it. Because the way they've been coming together, I think both of them had something to do with it. And I think you need to cut both of them off. Because why is it all of a sudden that your sister came to you about that coin, and yet Charles the one that end up with it? When as soon as you got it, you should have put it in the safe like Kendra told you. But it's gonna come out that Charles the one that took that coin, and she gonna end up leaving him alone. And I hope she do. Cause I think her and Kendrick are better together than her and Charles anyway. Cause Charles ain't nothing but a broken bum. He ain't nothing but a bum. But that's another conversation. As far as Dalen is concerned, why are you, mama, upset because Dalen poured his heart out about his situation? Now, do I think it's wrong that the girl posted it? I do. She shouldn't have posted it. And he can sue her for posting that. But it may be a good thing for Dalen, to be honest. Because in the end, he going to have a lot of people following him. Because the one thing I love more than anything about a man is a man that has some type of sensitivity. A man that knows how to be in his feelings. A man that knows how to express his feelings. And I think men should be allowed to express their feelings. And not only that, there will be a lot of women actually wanting to actually date him because of it. Because it shows that it ain't just men that do this nonsense. Women do the same thing. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit up here and say I wouldn't date somebody like Dalen. I would, because I would want a man that, yes, is strong and dominant, but at the same time, I would want a man that basically essentially knows how to be sensitive and understand his emotions. It doesn't make a man gay because of the fact that he's in his feelings. It doesn't make him weak because he's in his feelings. I commend any man that can be in their feelings and be honest about the fact that some girl broke their heart, some girl did something to him. I would rather have a man that's honest within his feelings, because if he's honest within his feelings, then he will be honest with me. If a man can't be honest about his feelings, he can't be honest with you. So if a man can't cry around you and a man can't be vulnerable with just you, then that's a problem. So I have nothing against what Dalen did. Dalen was hurt. And Dalen has every right to cry. Men have every right to cry. And if you can't be the woman that allow that man to be weak when he's broken, when he's going through things, then that's why you have all this domestic violence. That's why you have all these essays. Because these men are not allowed to cry. They're not allowed to feel. They're not allowed to be emotional. They're not allowed to be nothing. And that's why they're so violent. So if you get a man and he cries in front of you, you just let him cry. Don't let him feel like he's less than a man because he cried. So I just think that when it comes to these decisions, I feel like that people should have the right to, if they need to be emotional, let them be emotional. Everybody got the right to be able to be in their feelings, and I'm not mad at it. As far as D is concerned, dude, you are letting these women, purity, put you through the ringer. Bro, you're going to lose everything because of these women. And like I said, the fact that some of these men are so in that 7 deadly sin of lust, but it also shows me that some of these men really don't get females like y'all think they do. Because the men that really have women like that don't act like D. Or any of these dudes. They're not simps. The dudes that actually naturally have women, they not worried about whether a woman comes or goes, and they not letting a woman mess up their business or their brand. Prime example of that would be Christopher Maurice Brown. Chris may date women, but he ain't letting no woman stop him from his grind or whatever it is that he's trying to do. He ain't doing none of that. He ain't letting no woman, when it comes to his money, stand in the way of his money. And like I said, all these females that be chasing these dudes that I know for a fact ain't never gonna get married, you wasting your time and you wasting your golden years on these men that ain't never, ever gonna marry you. So in the end, I'm not upset with any man that can be emotional and be in his emotions. So I'm not mad at it. I feel like people have a right to be emotional.